Ladies and gentlemen, this is your co-main event of the evening. The kiss weight at 195 pounds, brought to you by Quick, Stick, and Move. When the action begins, your referee card is Jimmy Newey. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner with a professional record of 3 wins with 10 defeats. He weighed in 188 pounds. Fighting a small town MMA at Wood, Tennessee. Dameon Standing across the cage, fighting out of the blue corner with a professional record of 5 wins with only 1 defeat. He weighed in 195 pounds. Fighting at Evil MMA in Johnson City, Tennessee. Dustin.
It's time for this week's co-main event at Valor Fights Professional Action. Dustin Long, a favorite of the scene here in East Tennessee, going against Dameon Melton, who has just fought a ton of tough guys all over Tennessee, all over the Mid-South, including one of the man to my right, Tyler Minton. You fought him twice. Also joined by Josh Cate. I'm John Morehouse. We're here to commentate all the action and see how this one goes. Tyler, how do you like Melton's chances in this matchup?
I mean, Melton's a very athletic guy. Hits hard, knees hard, obviously. I think Dustin Long's the favorite in this. Dustin comes from a very good gym, very good training partners. Dustin's an amazing striker, but Dustin likes to take guys to the ground, so we'll see how that plays in. Dameon, though, confident as can be. If you talk to Dameon right now, this fight's already won.
Melton throwing away there. Josh Cate, a distinct size advantage for Dustin Long in this matchup.
Yeah, he's definitely got the reach advantage, but he's letting Melton get in and get close to him right now. And Melton is using a lot of kicks to help negate that reach.
Well, jumping knee, too, there.
Dustin, let's put them on the cage and let's let him rest here a minute.
Both guys keeping it standing so far, and maybe a little bit of.
One thing to be noted about Dameon, man, he's having fun. Like, you sit there and look at him, even when he gets hit, he's just having fun in there, man, and there's a lot to be said about that.
I mean, he came up here, I think the only people in his traveling party were his family.
His girl and his kids, man.
Roy Sanders, who helps me out there at MMA-insider.com covering all the news, he's actually cornering Dameon for this fight just because there was nobody else to do it. And just because Roy's a nice guy. So.
Oh, yeah, man. And Dameon, like I said, I spoke to him before this fight. Very good guy, good dad, good family man.
Dustin possibly going for a double leg here. And there it is. Well, scramble on the mat there. It's got to be tough to grapple a guy, even in this weight class. A guy is big and is strong with the long arms of Dustin Long, Josh.
Yeah, it is, but I tell you, Melton is doing a good job here. Real explosive and strong. He's actually mounted now on top of Dustin Long.
And Dustin actually is in a bad position here. It's pretty well controlled, Tyler.
Melton working up for an armbar here.
Dustin doing a good job staying composed there in that.
Come on, Dustin, finish this. Come on, you can do it.
Definitely the crowd is behind Dustin Long in this matchup. Another scramble on the mat. Melton, I've been impressed with Melton so far, Tyler.
Very, very, very impressed by both fighters. You know, Melton doing a great job. You know, like we said, he's probably the underdog in this, but man, he might be winning this round.
What's your take on that, Josh?
Yeah, I think Melton's doing an amazing job. And, he landed some really good strikes. He's reversed and got on top. Active hips. I think he's doing good, and he just needs to hang with it. Got a little lull in the action now. Stuck in on a single leg.
This is where you really notice that difference in the amateur round and the professional round. You know, if this is an amateur fight, you know, you're approaching done. Professional, 2 more minutes, man. Big difference. A lot can happen during that time.
It's kind of hard to see. They're right on top of us here, but
There you go,
now Dustin's kind of to posture up here.
Walk to your right. Walk to your right. Nice. I need your hand on his biceps, Dustin. Why are you reaching over his head?
Control that bicep right there with your left arm.
Bring him down, Dustin.
Elbow.
Watch him walking his hips right there.
Dustin seems to be, he's staying chest to chest instead of posturing up or trying to pass, which is, you know, stopping him from landing any damage. There's a nice short elbow.
Yeah.
Looks like Dustin's looking for a Darce choke.
Lock it in.
It's hard to tell. What do you think, Josh?
Using a lot of energy here. I think he lost his angle.
He did.
And now he's on bottom. He lost position.
And now Melton possibly can get to side control here if he can get out of this half guard.
See if he tries to land some short elbows.
Dustin, I need an underhook and I need a bump. Bump and underhook. I need underhook with the left.
Long's able to reverse him now. Now Long trying to work to mount.
Now Dustin Long in mount.
10 seconds left. I don't think he's going to have enough time.
Finish him, Dustin.
Oh, and Melton comes firing back in the final seconds.
That was a good back and forth round.
I think that's a 10-9 Melton, guys.
I got to give it to Melton. He controlled the fight. You know, on the striking side of it, kind of hard to tell necessarily who landed the most, but on the ground, which is traditionally Melton's weak point, he ended up on top several times.
Josh, your take.
I'm going with Melton 10-9 in that round. It wouldn't surprise me to see someone score it the other way because they both did have mount at one time, had top control. Dustin Long did get the takedown, but I think Melton landed more effective damage and was on top longer.
So we wait to start a round 2 here. It's kind of interesting. I think this crowd's a little taken aback by the way this fight has gone so far, guys. You know, I think a lot of people, you look at the wins and losses for these two guys, and you would have thought Dustin Long's just going to come in here and run through Melton. That's not been the case. A very back and forth, a competitive first round, as we mentioned, and you know, in our opinion, the Melton's actually up 10-9 right now.
Here's where you may see that experience in D-Long come forward. That being said, Melton's had a whole lot of fights.
Yeah, Melton's had 13
guys,
pro
fought
fights.
a lot of tough guys.
He's fought yourself twice. I believe he's fought Ben Brewer 3 times. He's fought some tough dudes, and it comes firing out with some knees. Oh, and Dustin Long is cut. He got cut by that knee, I believe.
It's gushing too. It's a bad spot right in the forehead.
I need an underhook. Walk around. Short.
Tower, you've dealt with some big lacerations yourself in MMA, so.
Yeah, the thing when you know you're cut, you have to work. You have got to win that fight immediately. Because if the ref stops it, like this cut right here, it's going down into his eyes. The ref may very well take a look at it, and it could stop the fight. When you feel that blood coming down, you know it's game time.
Yeah. But right now, they're kind of at a stalemate up against the cage. Melton, you know, and there's a stop. There's a stop for the cut. It is definitely a profound laceration there. And we're going to have the doctor come in and check this thing out.
It's in a bad spot for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Josh, you've been around the game for a long time. As a coach, as a fighter, you've seen a lot of cuts in your time, probably dealt with a lot of guys with had their own wounds in there. You mentioned it's a bad spot. I mean, are we looking at a possible stoppage here?
Well, that's going to depend on how big it is, but definitely where it's going to bleed into the eye and it obstructs the vision of the fighter. That's what they look for, and looks like it's right over his left eye.
I mean, you can see with the knee, you can see the blood on Dameon Melton's right knee right now from where we're sitting. Clearly, with that flying knee up against the cage, I guess, is what opened him up.
That's what it looked like to me, and like Josh is saying, you know, it all depends on the cut of whether or not they stop the fight. I don't think they'll stop it right now. I think they'll let it go, but, you know, with a cut that bad, if it keeps opening up, if Dameon can keep it stopped, right now, you know, it's one of those things where if Dameon just holds on, he could win this fight just on that cut alone.
We are going to continue here. They've got it stopped for now, but I mean, you would think, you look at the position there, it looks pretty deep, pretty profound. any kind of real action is going to open that thing back up. Dustin Long's corner screaming for him to go forward, kind of like you were saying, Tyler. It's go time. You know, he can't afford to waste any time, waste any motion. You know, in case that cut does reopen and they do stop this fight.
Yeah, there's no time to waste at this point. DeLong has to get him to the ground if that's where he wants to take it. Regardless, he's got to finish this fight.
Oh, down they go. Melton picks up Dustin Long.
Whoa.
Wow.
Big takedown by Melton.
Oohs and ahs from the crowd. I did not expect to see that coming in.
Man, we're seeing a whole different Dameon Melton than I or anyone else has
It's that
really
Roy
ever
Sanders
seen.
coaching, apparently. You may need to put Roy on retainer. I don't know what's going on. Dustin able to reverse the position. Josh, what'd you see there in that? Some kind of sweep there by Dustin Long, Josh.
Yeah, he just cage walked up and hit the bridge and roll. He needs to stay active, though, and really have a sense of urgency to win this fight now because of that cut.
Hard to tell from our vantage point whether that cut has reopened. Dustin possibly working the side control. It's hard to see. It's hard to see, guys, really what's going on aside from just positioning right now.
Yeah, from our position, it looks like a lot of resting going on, which may be exactly what's needed. But again, DeLong can't rest right now. DeLong has to win this fight.
You figure at least driving some knees there into the ribs, that kind of thing.
There's a lot of openings that are being missed right now.
Melton remaining very active on the mat, trying to scramble, trying to get out.
Another thing I've noticed about Melton, his cardio seems to be pretty good, which is kind of rare for independent guys, but.
Left arm underhook, Dustin, under the armpit. Left arm under the armpit.
Left knee, short.
Had some,
To the legs, to the legs.
just a little bit of blood on our table here as Dustin
One big time and that's it.
trying to.
Rest and then he pops up.
There's a knee to the body.
Dustin doing a good job taking advantage of those openings.
We got another stoppage here. What's going on? Melton lost a mouthpiece. Reset there briefly. Now Dustin firing away. I think he should go back to those knees, guys, and there he goes. Josh, he's just trying to break down Melton at this point. Seems like just trying to break the body down and possibly take his back.
Yeah, this is a safe position for him to inflict damage without having to worry about anything happening to him. So definitely a good spot for him to hang out in. Now it looks like he's sinking the choke
There's
in.
the choke.
He's only got one arm, though. Hand fighting by Melton. It's deep, though.
Melton slips
Good
out.
fight.
Melton gets out of it. Wow. I'm not sure how much time is left. I thought I heard somebody say 30 seconds. There can't be a whole lot of time left in this second round.
Got the arm under the neck again.
DeLong going for the same
That
choke.
cut's back open, though. That cut is open. Dustin Long trying to finish this. He's tapping. That's it.
And,
That's it. Dustin Long comes out bloodied and battered, but scores a hard-fought submission victory here. Tyler, as someone who's fought Melton a couple times, you said it was going to be a battle. Take us through what Dustin was able to do. He got that control. He got the knees, and finally able to sink that choke.
Man, like I said, we just saw a whole different Dameon Melton in that fight. Very aggressive. Kept moving, made some really good decisions through the fight. Like I said, I very clearly won round one. Stayed in control the whole time. Opened up a cut, and Dustin on round two was controlling round two a lot of the times. DeLong took advantage of the opening on the rear naked choke. Melton did a very good job getting out of it, but DeLong did what he should do. He stayed relentless, went right back for the same exact submission, found it open the second time, and sealed in the victory.
There you have it. Josh Cate's going to get a word with our winner, Dustin Long. And when we return here on this episode of Valor Fights, our big main event, Adam Primetime Townsend versus Relentless Craig Johnson. Don't go anywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jimmy Neely has got a stop to this fight. 4 minutes and 41 seconds into the second round. Your winner by submission, the rear naked choke, Dustin all day long.
Here we are with your winner, Dustin Long. Dustin, I'm sure that's not the way you wanted this fight to go. Talk to me about it.
He caught me with some clean shots early. Had me wobbly. Shit, I'm still wobbly. But he's real tough. I mean, I'm glad I got the win. It wasn't the prettiest win. You know, I feel like I let my coaches and stuff down. You know, but at the end of the day, I won. So I get back in the gym as soon as my head get better.
Did he do anything that surprised you in the fight?
Did he?
Yeah, he came out. You guys were scrapping. He had a big takedown, the cut. Were you frazzled at all? What was your mindset?
Yeah, I was frazzled when he hit me with that knee. I was real frazzled. I'm still frazzled. Frazzled, fragile, whatever frazzled. It hurt. But, I mean, I kept listening to my coaches. Thanks for Casey, Caleb, Dustin, everybody at Team Ox to help. All my boys at Diva. I want to thank my family, my mom, my dad, everybody that came out, my kids. Love y'all. Thank you for supporting me. And happy birthday to my little sister, Lindsay. That's one of the most important people in my life. I love her to death. She gets mad because she looks older than me and she's only 25. That's what it might change now. I think Dameon changed it. But thank everybody for coming out, and thanks, Dameon, for a hell of a fight.
Congrats on the win. Dustin Long, everybody.